Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to Goddess of Victory Nikke. Today we'll be starting the next event, which is I can't remember the exact name of the event, but I know it's centered around Matters. And as I theorized and a lot of other people theorized, we did get Matters as the next event. I'm not too sure about what's to come in it. All I know is it is. I don't know if it. I think it's just going to be a normal 2-week event, similar to Absolute's events, where we won't get like a special map or anything like that. So far, the only 2 units that will be in this event is Lapis and Maxwell. I think Lapis is the first one, and there's going to be a skin associated with it. From the cover art, I should say, for the event, it looks like it's going to be about the past regarding matters, specifically Maxwell and Lapis. And from what it looks like, it also might cover a younger Shuen, as well as the human Maxwell. So I'm actually quite curious on what that all story will cover. In regards to Drake, I'm not too sure, because obviously you can't just leave out Drake in a sense. So we might just get a smaller event for Drake next, as for the next event. But it's not too sure. It's quite unusual of them to leave out Drake as a unit, even if she wasn't in the story itself, you know? Anyway, let's take a look what's in it. I know the new skin is about Lapis, and it's a hero skin. There's a login event, login thing. Is it a gacha? Oh no, Dorothy's rerun of her gacha is out. Oh, there's a show more. Oh, they're just okay. Yeah. This is Lapis' new skin. It's interesting it's under the Halcyon Days section, which is normally your everyday section. Okay. Unclaimed recruit. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Events. I'll take a look at that now. Let's just do some pulls and see how it'll go. I don't think it's at the same time. Yeah, that's all reruns of those ones. Okay. I don't think it shouldn't be a 1%. It should be a normal 2% pickup rate. That shouldn't take too long to get her. Hopefully. I didn't really go over too much about her skills, and I don't plan on really testing her today specifically. Okay, still not. Gonna go digging into my gems now. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, I don't want to spend too much. Should be missileless, not Tetra. Okay. Okay. This is gonna hurt a bit. Don't even know how much I'm gonna pull. I want to spend everything on just this. Especially with the anniversary gonna coming soon, so. But I've got my tickets for if it does become a bit too much. I was so much more lucky with the summer events than this, surprisingly. Okay, there you go. Ah, right at the end, okay. Really unlucky today. Okay. I got Arc Ranger Black, wasn't even trying. How much do I have left already? 55, okay. So obviously still gonna do Maxwell and possibly Drake afterwards as well. At least want to get one of each, you know? Okay, nice. Right after each other. Middle-ish. Finally? Is it? Maybe not? Yeah, okay, let's get it. Okay. I wasn't too sure if it was because I didn't see the emblem for it, but that's something else. That's not the same as it's not an overspec. It's a different type. Where is she? I went past her already. Oh, there she is. So when we first thought we were gonna get Lapis, I thought I wouldn't want her to be in this type of stance and thing because of her previous artwork for it. I didn't quite enjoy it too much, but this one I actually prefer much more. Okay, so she's a hold and release type, and she's got a lot of ammo. When I heard about that specifically, I was like, why? And the only thing I can think of is something tied her with her ability. It's interesting, the way she's angled, I should say. I'd like to do some tests later. I'll take a look at her stats and everything like that a little bit later. I don't want to get into the story because the story can take a long time. Is there anything else? There's something about events. What's this about? This is the Project Matters. It's the younger versions of everybody. I guess they want to just add that so people can just see it properly, I guess. Oh yeah, they've added a. People have been wanting this for a long time now. When there's a co-op, you can tell when there's a co-op now. I say that, and yet it's not available. Hopefully, like Koshmigashi will know. When there's like a circle or an N, we'll know it's up. I hated when you had to wait for this to show up. It's like halfway through the line, you'll only then know that co-op's up. Yeah, that's 10 at least. Okay. Nothing else. Yeah. Let's take a look. I'm actually quite curious about this. I don't think it's voiced. Oh, it is. Okay. So this is already in the present because we know Maxwell's got her better version.
も手伝ってあげようかしら。あなたが自分で？どういう気まぐれ？おお、かなり久しぶりだな。SunaeVNに調整を頼めるとは。言ったでしょ、第3次地上奪還戦のためにできる子。次もミシリスが戦果で遅れを取ったら今度こそどうなるか。心配するな。君からもらったこのヒーロースーツのパワーさえあればどんなことだって問題ない。ええ、当然でしょ。まあそんな心配は後でいいわ。その新しいスーツ地上で投げて渡したような感じになってたから、ついでにお前たちの顔も久しぶりに見ておこうかと思っただけ。そうだったのか。そういうことならいつでも歓迎だ。それでドレイクは？ボディチェックの時に追加の精密検査が必要だって言われたんだよね。今はそっちに行ってる。
Okay, I guess that's what they're going to do to have Drake be in the next event rather than now.
あっそ。じゃあ戻ってくるまで時間がかかりそうね。私は嬉しいぞ。この3人だけで集まるのもかなり久し
It's
ぶ
just the
りだ
three
から
of them.
な。
Yeah, from what I could tell, I was assuming that when Laplace and Maxwell first became Nikke's, it was just them, and I'd assumed that Drake came later to join the team.
言われてみればそうだっけ。
Okay, so this is how they're going to reminisce about the past.
ドレイクもまだ入ってないメティスの一番最初の顔ぶれ。その通りだ。せっかくだから今回のテストはプロトタイプだったあの頃を思い出しながらやるぞ。実戦よりも真剣に行く。マクスウェル、SunaeVN、早くテストを始めてくれ。私の準備はできている。ああ、元気な声。分かったから早く位置について。シミュレーション始めるよ。分かった。ヒーローダッシュだ。
Laplace dashes out of the operations room, taking a position in the center of the simulation room.
マクスウェル、位置についたぞ。オッケー、始めるよ。ラプラス、レディー。あ。
SunaeVN gazes at Laplace, standing in the center of the room, then looks over at Maxwell, who is watching the monitors in the operations room.
あの時も確かこうだったわね。
Old memories come flooding back. Okay. So this is the promotional art that we're using for this story, which looks like a human Maxwell, a younger Laplace, and SunaeVN. I'll say younger Laplace, but I think it's probably the same. Celebratory cake. I wonder why. Okay. I'll just do that, I guess, and not use anybody else. I'll use my normal units. That 1, 2, 3, and then just a spare 3, and then whatever. Okay. Let's see how they all started. Sound of a TV drifts through the dark room. Grand music swells as a stylishly dressed female hero appears on the TV. I'd assumed that the Arc Ranger inspired Laplace, but I guess not. The girl's eyes sparkle as she stares at the TV, spellbound. Oh, it's a SunaeVN.
悪よ来い。どんな苦しみがみんなを襲っても、このスーパーグレートヒーローがいる限り、希望はなくならない。正義は負けない。
The girl makes small flailing motions with her arms. Once the Ultra Hero has defeated every last Rapture Fiend, she stands tall before the camera.
ヒーローの勝利だ。
The girl's eyes light up at the sight.
シュエン？あれ、どうしてこんなに暗いの？
So, oops, I want to take a look. So this is, obviously I'm assuming it's human Maxwell because she looks science-y, I guess you could say. Lab coats, pass, things like that. I actually do quite like this. I'm assuming this is probably going to be her skin. I wonder if this is going to be the free one. Because they had a free skin for Umfa during the Absolutes thing. And that should be quite nice if it was. Wow, she's small. I don't know why she's using like a printing machine as a thing to sit on. So I'm assuming Shuan's father was the head of Missilis. We knew there was a guy ahead of Missilis before Shuan, mainly because of in the past there was the thing where what was his name? Hansen. When Hansen wanted to take over Tetra, he what's the word I'm looking for? He worked together with Ingrid's mother in Elysian and a guy from Missilis to try and take down Mustang. So we know that it was a guy. I'm assuming that Missilis was Missilis a Nikke producer back then as well. Not too sure, because I know Missilis was previously the MMR. I can't remember. It's basically they combined science with my mind's going a bit crazier. I know they were together with the religious group. I can't remember what they were called again. I'm pretty sure that was there back then. So I'm not too sure if they were managed as a technology group or if they had started producing Nikkes themselves. Okay, so she still had a bit of a personality, I should say, back then. Interesting. Maxwell glances at the TV screen.
別に隠れて見る必要もないんじゃない？子供がヒーローを好きでも何もおかしくないと思うけど。好きじゃない。それに子供でもないし。
Got quite a high-class outfit, I should say. The jersey with the bag and everything. I just find it funny how this is attached to it. If you know, you know. The girl quickly switches channels.
へえ。じゃあなんで立派な自分の部屋があるのにわざわざここでそれを見てるってわけ？
So she's got a fancy room herself as well.
それはお父様はこういうの嫌いだから。
Interesting. I actually also wonder if we're going to see Juen as well, her sister. Jien. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the name itself. Juen shrinks back deep into the sofa. Pat. Maxwell roughly ruffles Shuen's hair.
何するの？そんなに縮こまってしかめっ面しないの。背が伸びなくなっちゃうよ。嘘！私はすぐに大きくなるの。お父様だって背が高いし、あいつも。
Aitsumo is probably referring to her sister.
とにかく時間の問題だから。
Or is she referring to her mother? We don't know anything about her mother's side. Because the only thing we know about her family is her sister and her father. And the father, the only thing we know about her father is, I'm assuming, is Miss Alyssa's current leader, current head.
はいはい、そうですね。じゃあ将来は高身長のシュエンちゃん。大人の私は仕事があるからそろそろ出てってもらえる？こう見えても私は結構有能な方なんだからね。
Now I'm really curious, and why did she go from researcher to Nikke? It's gonna be a deep story.
やらなきゃいけない研究があるからさ。お金を出してるのはお父様でしょ？
Okay. Oh, obviously that's her father. Because otherwise, why would she be here?
私はお父様の実の娘で正当なミシリスの後継者なんだから。ミシリスの建物の中はどこだって入っていいの。へえ、そっかそっか。私の雇用契約ってあくまでミシリスインダストリーとしてるんだよね。契約内容におちびちゃんのお世話係は入ってないし、だいたいたとえ後継者でもミシリスのすべてに立ち入れる権限を持ってるのは CEO だけ。わかった？やっぱりあの時休憩室なんて行かなきゃよかったな。私に会ったこと後悔してるの？おちびちゃん？私もうここに来ちゃダメ？出て行かないとダメ？わかったからそこでおとなしくテレビでも見てて。だったら初めからそう言いなさいよ。お腹すいた。ほんと生意気なちびっこだよ。そこにあるお菓子でも食べてなさい。言われなくたって食べるけど。そうそう、いっぱい食べて。そしたら背が伸びるかもね。これから伸びるんだってば、お父様みたいに。
Sharon pops a cookie into her mouth. She resumes flipping through the channels.
そんなにザッピングしなくていいから好きなヒーローでも見てなよ。だから好きじゃないってば。
Sharon quickly changes the channel.
私の好きな番組はニュースだから。
中央政府は第二次地上奪還作戦の失敗について、一部の責任は三大企業に起因するものと声明を発表しています。特 特にミシリスインダストリーは開発技術の劣化が名指しで批判され、
Okay, so they were developing Nikkes at the time, but they were not great at it.
ミシリス CEO であるエンメ氏に対し正式な責任追及を行う意向です。
Enme is her father's name. Okay. It's the first time we've heard it, I'm pretty sure.
世論はエンメ CEO の功績を認めつつも、ニケ開発の方針がアークの成長に追いついていないと批判する声が。
これってどういうこと？お父様が怒られてる。どうして？気にしなくていいの。中央政府がこういうことするのはいつものことだから。こういうこと？第二次地上奪還戦が失敗したって。うちの会社のニケもいっぱい死んだそうね。よく知ってるね。最初は戦いを指揮してた神聖が悪かったって言ってたけど、そいつもどっかに消えちゃったし、自分の責任を認めたくなくて別の誰かのせいに。
I'm pretty sure this is referring to Johan. Wait,
自分がみんなに怒られるのは嫌ってことね。
I was just thought now, maybe we'll see Cecil as well. Because I know Cecil worked as a researcher, and obviously most of the researchers belonged to Missilis. So I wonder if we'll see Cecil and her escape from MMR.
じゃあなんでうちの会社のせいになるのよ。みんながアークに住むようになってからミシリスは高性能な新タイプのニケを作り出せてないの。ニケの製造技術データのオリジナルってうちの会社にあるのは知ってる？
I feel like I heard something like that before, but I'm not too sure. Not been news to us. Interesting.
ええ、知ってるわ。おばあ様が作ったものね。
Interesting. I can't remember. I think the first war was 100 years ago, which was with the Goddess Squad. And I know Lily Weiss was technically the first Nikke, I believe. And I think Dorothy, was said to be the third one. And the second one was unknown. I'm guessing it's around that time then. But who was her grandmother then? Interesting.
そう、あなたのおばあちゃん、つまり初代 CEO がすべてのニケのプロトタイプになるものを作った。
Oh, so in a sense that makes Lily Weiss Missilis. Hmm.
それを参考にしたフェアリーテイルモデルもね。
Right. It's quite important, so I just want to make sure I got information of this properly. So she created the prototype of every Nikke, and then she went on to develop the Grimm's model, Nikkes, as a minor variant. Does the Goddess Squad count as Grimm's? I mean, I just don't know if that was what they were referring to them back then, because I know the old Tales Squad members are Grimm's models, but I'm assuming the Goddess Squad is Grimm's. But then does that would assume that Lily Weiss isn't the first one? Because wait, maybe Lily Weiss doesn't count as a Grimm's model. I actually don't know. I have to go, this is one of the things I'm not too knowledgeable about. In the past, I just used to read and enjoy Nikke's story, but lately I've just been more into the trying to focus more on the lore itself and trying to piece things together, so I haven't really paid too much attention in the past. Okay, so let's just assume then that Lady Vice isn't a Grimm's model, and she obviously was the first model then. So that means the second one was, the number 2 was a Grimm's model, and from what I can recall was destroyed, but I'm not too sure. And the third one was Dorothy, which is a Grimm's model.
その後量産型ニケとそうでないニケの作り方を安定して確立させたところで2代目の CEO、 つまりあなたのパパに後を任せて研究に専念することにしたらしいね。
She handled the reins of the second year and devoted herself to research. Who's her mother? Her grandmother?
人類がアークに来る前は中央政府に従いながらいろいろと研究してニケの能力を上げようとしてたらしいけど、その方針が変わったの。うちの CEO はニケの技術より通信産業の方に力を入れるようになってニケの技術の進歩はほとんどなくなった。
Okay.
そこが言いがかりの狙い目ってところだね。
So her father wasn't a good Nikke producer, but more the technology side rather than Nikke side.
第二次地上奪還戦が失敗したのもニケの性能不足のせいだって言ってたし、今のアークでニケの技術の進歩が止まってるのはミシリスがニケの作り方のオリジナルデータを隠して独り占めにしてるからだってことにしたいんでしょ。なんでそんなことするの？そうすればみんなが自分たちじゃなくてミシリスが悪いって思うかもしれないでしょ。そこまでいかなくても隠してるデータを取り上げられるかもしれない。
I don't think she's paying attention. Sure munches on a sweet biscuit.
どうかした？続けてよ。いや、子供に話すようなことじゃなかったね。とにかく気にしちゃダメってこと。あなたのパパだってこんなことで慌てる人じゃないでしょ。中央政府の人たちは問題続きで冷静じゃなくなってるみたいだけど、落ち着いた時後悔することになるのはあいつらの方だよ。ミシリスは絶対に崩せない。ならよかった。だからおちびちゃんはそんなことで悩んだりしないでいっぱい食べて大きくなってね。わかった？心配ばっかりしてたら背も伸びなくなるよ。
I like it how she's always teasing Shuren about her heart.
さっきから身長の話ばっかり。
Double knock.
こんな時間に誰？いらっしゃいます。
Jian. And she sounds old. I say old, but how she does sounds... Well, I forgot. Jian's voice actress passed away. So this is going to be a different voice actress now. But she does sound old-ish, I guess, in terms of maybe in her 20s, I should say.
どうぞ。失礼します。
Oh, okay. She is still younger though. But she is older than Shuren, obviously. Interesting. Okay. The way she dresses, I'm assuming early 20s, probably late teens. It's hard to say. Hmm.
お父様からの呼び出しに上がりました。CEO の？今から？ええ。執務室まで来いとのことで。おう、わかった。それにしても、う
うちの可愛い妹がどこにもおらへんと思ったら、こんなところにおったんやね。
We've actually never seen Jian and Xuan interact before. They've always been separate, I should say, in terms of screen time. So I always wondered how their relationship was, and just from this, I can already tell it's not a good one.
マクスウェルさんも今から出なきゃならんし、うちと一緒に行きましょうか。
いや、行かない。
けど主人のおらん研究室に一人でおったらご迷惑やろ。お父様が聞いたらなんて言うやろね。
わかったから。
Xuan climbs down from the sofa and trudges. Maxwell can sense the tension.
ねえおちびちゃん、お菓子も用意しておくからまた今度ね。
At least she cares for Xuan.
ほな行きましょう。
Xuan and Jian leave.
まったく圧の強い喋り方、父親にそっくり。
Okay, interesting.
主演が真っ青になって逃げ回るのも無理ないよ。どう考えたって勝ち目はないし、次の後継者はやっぱりジエンかな。そうなったら主演は。
That's actually interesting. I never thought about that. Why did Xuan become the next head of Missless rather than Jian? I can assume Jian didn't want it, and she stood more on the backside to. I wonder if Jian's got some alternate motive, because she's been connected to the shadier side of MMRs, the science side, with the connections to deep and such.
まあいいか。私が心配する意味もないし、しがない雇われ人よりはマシな生活ができるでしょう。さあ、お仕事お仕事。
That was a long intro. Wow. This is gonna be a long read through. As usual, I'm putting up the break. I have a break at 1.1-6. I wonder how Lapis is going to get introduced into the story. When Lapis gets first introduced, from the image itself, it looks like she's beat up in terms of either being bullied herself or being abused by somebody. Could possibly be the father, no idea. Or she could be from somebody from the streets she finds. Maybe Lapis saves her and she's like a hero to Xuan.
私とは腹違いの姉。
Half sister. Okay. That's an interesting way of putting it then. Okay, this is going to sound really outrageous, I should say. A bit over the top, I should say. I'm thinking of the dynamics between their family, I should say. We know now that Jian is her half-sister. Obviously, they're going to have something related. They have the same hair, things like that. So I'm assuming it's the father. The father probably has purple hair, which is probably where those two got their hair from. So their mothers are different. So we don't know her mother then. But maybe it's not the same then. it wouldn't be. So I was going on a really out of the left field type of thinking by saying that there's only been one other person who has had the capabilities of creating Grimm's models in terms of Nikke's, and I guess you could say on par with Xuan's grandmother. And the first person that came to mind for me was Abe. But I don't think that would be the case, mainly because there would be some connection between her, Abe, and the older models, which there isn't. So I'm assuming, from what I can just gather, Abe might be related to her grandmother, or know her grandmother. Obviously, because other than I didn't think of this. Maybe just Abe really is just that great of a scientist, or creator, I should say, of the Grimm's models. But that still gives a question of who her grandmother was and who her mother is as well. I'm assuming her mother passed away. But Jen looks older. So maybe it was Jen's mother that passed away or left him? I don't know. Anyway.
挨拶しなさい。
Okay.
お前の姉だ。
I was not actually expecting to see Enmei. It really does give off that aura. I don't know. It's giving me quite a Chinese oriental type of feel to it. The embroidering here, the dragons, the way the hairstyle looks, the belts, the little attachments as well. Everything just, to me, screams oriental. Huh.
はじめまして。ジエンって言います。
She found out about her sister a lot later. That doesn't make sense. Was Xuan hidden from the other side? No. I don't know.
大好きなお父様がある日突然連れてきた今まで会ったこともない姉。賢くて才能もあった。
シュエン様、ご存知ですか？
Lala.
ジエン様がニケの新しいノースキャンシステムを開発されたんですって。
Okay, so Jian was the creator of the brain scan. Huh.
記憶を失ったニケでも有効にスキャンができるそうですよ。あの若さで本当にご立派ですね。
ララ、あんた誰のメイドなの？そんなにあっちがいいならあっちに行きなさいよ。
あらあら、そうつぬじを曲げないでください。私にとってはお嬢様が一番ですからね。
お父様と一緒に仕事をしていることは羨ましかったけど、それほど嫌いな人じゃなかった。
シュエン様、ジエン様がお見えです。
また？
シュエンちゃん、一緒にご飯でも行かへん？
当たり散らしても引き下がらずに向こうから食事に誘ってきたり、引っかかるところはあるにしても、
いっつもあれの隣にくっついてますな。専属のメイドさんですか？
あれ？まさかララのこと？
ええ。
ララはものじゃないのよ。私の大事なメイドなの。
まあ、お嬢様。あら、ごめんなさい。そんなに大切な方とは知らんかったわ。 次からは気をつけますね。
怒っても素直に謝罪して態度を改めてくれるような人だった。そんな人を避けるようになったのは
メイドになりすましたスパイだったとは。恐れを知らないな。
I'm assuming either she was or she was or he was lied to by Jen about her being a spy.
お父様にララが殺された後のことだった。
シュエンちゃん、あの人がお気に入りみたいやね。
Ah.
いつも探すとマクスウェルさんの研究室におるやろ。うちの勘違い？
別にあそこは都合がいいだけ。
そうですか。まだ怒ってます？
Jen stops in her tracks.
ニケにしたこと。
That thing into Nikke. So she turned Lala into a Nikke.
ララを物扱いしないで。ララは
シュエンちゃんの専属メイドやったけどスパイでもあった。だからお父様が手を下した。分かってるのに怒っとるん？よう分からへんな。あのメイドはスパイやったからお父様に始末されて、シュエンちゃんはお付きのメイドがいなくなって辛そうやったから実験室に保管されていた脳をニケにしてあげただけやのに、何が気に入らんの？
そんなのもうララじゃないでしょ。
脳は同じやないの。
脳が同じで何の意味があるの？記憶は一つも残ってないじゃない。私のこと何も覚えてないならそんなのララじゃない。ただの鉄くず。
ああ、そういうこと。そやけど仕方ないんとちゃう？スパイしとった人の脳をそのまま使うわけにはいかんし。
生き返らせてなんて頼んだ？あんなものが欲しいなんて言ってない。
毎日泣いとったやろ。ご
Hmm.
飯もちゃんと食べへんし、よう寝れんくらいになっとったのに。元気になってもらうにはあれがいるって考えるのが普通やない？それならニケにするのが一番早いし、全部シュエンちゃんのためにやったんやけどな。
Oh, oops. Clicked outside by accident.
何も知らないくせに恩着せがましいのよ。何も分かってないくせに。
Also, we don't know Jian's motivations. She just came out of nowhere into Shuen's life, and I mean, normally you might assume that she just wants to get closer to Shuen, but why? Sure, they have sisters, but it doesn't seem like that type of environment you would have that. I'm assuming, obviously. And the only thing I could think of is Jian's using this as an excuse because all she wants to do is maybe just test. Like, what happens when you turn a person's brain into a Nikke type thing, or she just wants to I can't think of the English word for it, for some of the chicken experiment. That's it. She just wants to experiment on things. Shun runs off.
妹言うんはほんま難しいわ。
収集しろ。
So his hair is more black and has has the highlights. Not really purple. Fix this.
はい、何を？
中央政府が我々に第二次地上奪還戦の責任をかぶせようとしているのは知っているだろう。
Huh. This, he's reminding me of Mustang.
それでなんで私が？
お前はニケの装備開発の責任者だ。適当なものを出して連中を黙らせてやれ。
そんなものが簡単に出てくるとでも？
出せないのか。ミシリスの装備開発のトップに立つ者がその程度の能力だと。
So she does have quite a position.
わかりました。やりますよ。パパッと作ればいいんでしょ。パパ、それはそうと、取り掛かる前に純粋な好奇心で一つ聞いてもいいですか？
言ってみろ。
なんで第二次地上奪還戦あんなに熱心に進めたんです？
True, because from what I can tell, he doesn't seem to be all that into Nikke's.
人類史上最も重要な戦争だ。全力を注ぐことに何の問題がある？
確かに第一次地上奪還戦はそうだったかもしれませんけど、第二次は別にそうでもないじゃないですか。裏で大量なミシリスの量産型が動員されて、地上へ何かの装置を大量に運ばせてましたよね。まるで勝ち負けはどうでもよくて、そっちが目的だったみたいに。
So secret event, secrets, they were doing something secretive, I should say.
あれ、何の装置だったんです？
エブラ粒子浄化装置の改良版だ。
And obviously she's not part of it, so...
あれ、あっさり教えてくれるんですか？
隠す理由もない。これからは地上でもブラブラが使えるほど通信環境が改善される。
へえ、そんなにとんでもない性能ですね。じゃあなんで発表しないんです？それさえ出せば世間は黙ると思いますけど。
もっと価値のある取引に使うためだ。私の技術の結晶を出すような局面ではない。
そうなんですか。その装置、それだけなんです？
他に何があるという気だ？
それは我が社の CEO の能力を考えればね
え。わからないことの邪推に脳細胞を使おうとするな。効率が悪い。
へえ、脳細胞の無駄遣いをする下っ端はそろそろ退散しておきます。
あれの様子はどうだ？最近はお前の研究室に入り浸っているそうだな。
それって主演の話ですか？自分の娘をそんな呼び方してるんです。
で、どうなんだ？
Probably gauging to see how she is. Because at this rate, you would obviously think Jian would be the one to pick up the mantle.
主演のことならよく食べてよく遊んですくすく育ってますよ。
そんなことを聞きたいのではない。まだメイドが鉄くずにされたことを引きずっているのか？
まったく心配してるならそう言えばいいのに、なんでそんなに。
答えろ。
だいぶ立ち直ってますよ。やっぱり落ち込んでる子には甘いものが一番ですね。
立ち直って何をしている？
Because I think he's comparing her to Jian. Because Jian obviously has created the brain scan and turned Lala into a Nikke, so she has ability. Whereas Xuan hasn't shown anything, I think.
何って子供のやることですよ。テレビを見たり研究室を見て回ったり。
そんな子供じみたことしかしていないのか？
子供相手に何を期待してるんです？私と共同研究でもしててほしいとか？
ミシリスの子だ。他と違って当然だろう。
ミシリスの家に生まれたからって他の子供と構造が違うとでも？
これでもダメか。それでは結局ジエンしかなくなるが、あまりにも危険すぎる。
A risk. The only thing I could think of. I mean, I'm thinking too much into it. But I'm thinking maybe he's obviously thinking prefers Jien as his daughter, and maybe just going out of the limb here, maybe he was assuming that he might be able to turn Shuen into a Nikke in terms of being able to use her ability to, as a researcher, plus as a Nikke, then everything would work out even better. But since that's not working out, that's not going to work. So assuming maybe I should do it on Jien instead. But as he says, yeah, the risk is far too great, and he doesn't want to risk Jien compared to Shuen. There's no other reason why you would have a risk involved, unless the risk is he doesn't trust Jien. I'm assuming. Does that mean he prefers Shuen? I'm going back and forth here.
後継者のことですか？退任のご予定でも？
いずれはな。
Okay, so it is talking about who will succeed him, and that would mean that he doesn't trust Jien. Why would you not trust your own daughter?
もう行け。
はーい、失礼しましたと。
Maxwell leaves the room.
まだ子供じみた真似ばかりとは。人らしさの欠けた上に。
Yeah, okay, so he doesn't fully trust Jien because of her methods, with her methods.
人らしすぎる。したか。精神的にも未熟だ。見込みがあるとすれば、それなりに賢いものが下の方についていること。だが、あいつもあまり。
Interesting way of referring to people by their characteristics.
「ミシリスの未来を考えるならば下の方が都合はいい。だがそれもあの精神的な脆さを克服できればの話だ。今の状況では上を選ぶしかない。打つ手がないな。上を後継者に据えようものならいずれ必ずエニックと衝突する。
Huh. Interesting way of putting it.
だが下に継がせようにも実力があるかわからない。精神が弱いだけか単なる無能か。下の実力さえ証明されれば話は変わるだろうが、できるかどうか。
I wonder what happened so far though anyway. What was the Enmei? Enmei gazes at the screen. On the vast map, a red zone is blinking.
すでにことは動き出した。後戻りはできない。始まったからには見送るわけにはいかん。下の才能が間に合う可能性は。上に枷をはめる方法も考えておいた方がいいだろうな。
Okay. So this is actually going a lot longer than I thought. An insane amount of time. This one just already has been an hour. So this is going to be multiple hours. I didn't even buy the things to get more tokens, which I'll have to do later. But for now, that will be it. Wow, only 1-2. And I think I'm only going halfway, so I'm at 1-6. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go have a break now. I'll be back just now. We will continue 1-3 and see how far we can get in the next section. And I'll see you then.